recorder working?
It's working, I just had to hit record.
Okay.
Alright, there we go. Alright, number 1, call to order, roll call and establish quorum.
Megan?
Here.
Courtney?
Here.
Justin?
Here.
Kayon is absent. Ashley?
Here.
Lene?
Here.
And Jody is absent.
Number 2, consideration and action on consent agenda. A, minutes from December 6th, 2023, regular meeting.
I vote to approve the minutes.
I second.
Megan, you second.
Yes.
Megan?
Yes.
Courtney?
Yes.
Justin?
Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
And Lene?
Yes.
3, consideration of items removed from the consent agenda. 4, public appearances, petitions, communications, and personal appearances. Under Oklahoma law, the Parks and Recreation Board members are prohibited from discussing or taking any action on items not on today's agenda. 5, consideration and discussion regarding City of Perkins sponsorship application and agreement form for Parks and Rec banner sponsors. Trent.
Okay, as of today, there has been $5,300 turned in for banner sponsors. I've got Perkins Drug did an 800, Life Point Church did an 800, Preferred PDR did 2 500 sponsors, 33 Pawn on site, Crossfire, Lene, Frank's Diesel, Cimarron Valley Co-op did 3 $300 sponsors, and Payne County Bank did a $300 sponsor. B4 Designs is going to do an $800 sponsor. Derek Rasmussen's going to sponsor, but he didn't tell me how much. And the Railroad Yard's going to sponsor, but they didn't tell me how much. And there's one other one. He emailed me today. I forgot to write him down, and I don't know how much he's going to sponsor. So we're going to look at close to probably $7,500 just in banner sponsors. With that being said, 3 $800 sponsorships. They're also getting those yard signs, like what I had made for the sign-ups. And at every event we do, I'm going to put those yard signs out, like the Daddy-Daughter Dance that's coming up. They're going to be a sponsor on that as well. Movie in the Park, they'll be a sponsor on that. Anything that we do, those $800 sponsors, and I got them separated from everybody else. And Preferred PDR also gets a sign made as well. But they don't get everyone, they just get, if we do 3, they get 2. But hopefully we'll get more than 2 or 3 events going on for the next year. Other than that,
Do we know how much the banners cost to make?
they're under 100. They're about $100. I think that's what he told me. I got it written down, but yeah. They're like right at 100, maybe 105, but that's why I priced just the banner sponsor at 300. That way we still make 200 off of our coverage.
Alright. 6, consideration and discussion regarding spring sports leagues. Trent.
Okay, signups are going on right now. If everybody does what they're said they're supposed to do, all the SASA teams that were from Perkins and went to SASA are coming back. There is one team from SASA that is wanting to leave SASA. They're a Stillwater team and come play in Perkins. It's all Stillwater kids. So we're looking at probably, I know of at least 2 12U baseball teams, maybe 3, 2 to 3 10U baseball teams, probably 4 to 5, maybe 6 8U baseball teams. And then our T-ball teams are all going to be like 8, like they always have been. We are playing in the Guthrie Crescent Cashin League. Our games are for 8U baseball and 8U softball are Tuesday nights. Hold on, Monday night is T-ball here, so I didn't have any baseball Monday night opened up.
10U baseball and softball Mondays, 8U baseball and softball Tuesdays, and 12U baseball.
So it's changed now?
And softball.
Yeah, that's what's in the bylaws on that deal.
Can you say that one more time?
Baseball and softball Mondays, 8U baseball and softball Tuesdays, 12U baseball and softball Thursdays. Is that what you think?
Yep. And the only reason we did it that way, because they wanted Mondays to be 8U baseball and softball, but with us having all these parks and I could not do, we have enough teams in Parks and Rec to do our own league for T-ball. So I didn't see the point of us trying to put our kids going somewhere.
Everybody good with that?
What, I don't remember, did we decide, are we doing like soccer or anything like that, or no? Did we decide no on that?
I don't
Not-
have room for soccer during the spring.
I just didn't know if we ever,
I'll do soccer during the fall, just because I just got T-ball.
yeah, no, sounds good.
Yeah.
I just couldn't, I didn't remember.
I'm thinking about possibly doing flag football after soccer and T-ball. I don't know, or try to do it at the same time and go from there, but that's a fall issue then.
All right, 7, consideration, discussion, and possible action to add a volleyball league to Perkins Parks and Rec spring and summer sports leagues. Trent.
With the addition to the school adding volleyball, 7th and 8th grade, I was asked if the Parks and Recs would start offering softball from like 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th grade. Huh? Volleyball, did I say so? Oh, I'm sorry. But I was asked if Parks and Recs would start a volleyball deal, and I'll see while we can. If we're gonna have it in our schools, and that's the only reason I didn't push it for this year, is if we don't offer it in our schools, I really don't see the point in getting the kids interested into something that they can't pursue here in Perkins. So with that being said, I've done some asking around and stuff. The volleyball leagues actually start the end of July, 1st of August, and end about the 1st of September. So I've talked to some people also, and they are willing to come in and help us get started and possibly donate some time on doing clinics on how to help the girls learn positions in volleyball as well.
Summertime?
Yeah. Like we needed more to do.
Well, summer at least is kind of whenever things get
Right.
down, so.
I like that idea.
That's kind of where everybody's just asking. When it first went up on the school board meeting, I was hit up by a lot of parents saying, is Parks and Rec? I said, if it gets added to the school, then yes, I will add it here. So,
Where would we host this? Like, where would we?
I was told to ask to use the intermediate gym, and the board would approve it to practice and play games.
Can we use the bleachers?
No.
That's what I was told, that the school board would approve it. That they would vote to approve me using that gym. So,
Great to hear.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. That's awesome.
I mean, worst case scenario, if it doesn't go through, then
What we can
we'll go
offer
back to
is
another.
good, and I think we sometimes get overwhelmed with things in the fall and the spring, so if that can kind of go towards the summer when that's done.
Yeah, I'll start signups probably end of June, first part of August, run them for about a month, like I do everything else, and go from there. At least it gives me something to do other than mow during the summer.
It's a good idea.
My only question is I don't know jack about volleyball. So
I don't either. I know how
how many people per?
to, 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's 6.
I was gonna say, like, who are we going to play? Like,
Each other?
Yeah, if it works out like what I think it's going to because they're starting in 7th grade, then what I'm wanting to do is like 4th and 5th have a team, 3rd and 4th have a team, 5th and 6th have a team. And get enough girls signed up to play where I can do 3rd and 4th together, 5th and 6th together, and then 7th grade, the school takes it over. That's what my goal is.
Could maybe even, like, if you're doing it this summer, do a 7th and 8th this summer to get them ready for.
Well, and that's where,
Maybe after that, not offer it, but just if they're never, there's gonna be a lot that have never done it, so if we're able to,
And Stephanie Barnhart has volunteered to help me get this going, and she doesn't want to coach, but she will, whenever I need help, she's putting me in the right people to contact, whoever, I don't remember his first name, Perkins Stillwater, coaches a travel volleyball team. Ryan, yeah. He coaches a travel volleyball team, and he said he would come help us get clinics going. So, I don't know what he's gonna charge or anything like that. Stephanie said she would do it, not charge me, but if I can get somebody like him to come in, say, okay, here's what Parks and Rec's gonna offer. If each kid can pay $10 to cover his cost, to get somebody that's doing it for not a job, but competitive, go from there.
Again, I don't know anything about this sport, but like just for like getting it started like this year, like would co-ed be an option if
No.
we needed more people?
No.
Because it's only girls
Girls.
in the school. I don't want the boys to get, because I love playing volleyball. And every guy that I know loves playing volleyball. My daughter likes it, she's just not very good. But it's, for a recreation, it's a blast to play. If I'm hoping, if we start them young enough, it'll really take hold, and that'll give them something, the parents something to do in the evenings that way too.
Like I said, I don't know anything. The one time I played volleyball, Courtney yelled at me, so. So.
Well, it's not in the schools.
So.
So with the banner sponsors, should generate enough revenue to possibly buy equipment for volleyball,
I have balls actually already.
other than nets and.
The schools have nets. Yeah.
Already, or?
they do.
Oh, yeah.
They had them prior to.
Oh, yeah. When that gym was built, they had nets.
They actually, I can't remember which gym, but at least a couple of the gym actually has the things in the ground.
The new gym does too.
I think the old gym,
The old gym has it. The elementary gym, they have the old school, like when I was in school, nets that are, they're on rollers, but if it comes to that, we can use that. There's no issue with that. But the school board member that told me to ask and that they would push through told me that the intermediate gym had all of that. So,
That just brings up a whole lot of questions for me, sorry, anyways.
I mean, that's a positive for them too. So.
Yeah.
the gyms were made to have volleyball. That's-
Interesting.
but yeah, I just know what I was told by,
No, my questions are a whole other thing.
I know.
Okay. So I,
We didn't do anything, do we?
possible action?
To make a motion to.
Yeah. I
Offer
couldn't think of the word
volleyball?
that I needed to use.
Maybe.
I make a motion to approve volleyball for spring, summer.
I'll second that.
Okay, Megan,
Yes.
Courtney? Yes. Dustin? Leon?
Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Lene?
Yes.
And Jody?
Yes.
And then just to go back, like clarify, like, so we approve it, we'll go to the school board now, next meeting.
I will talk to my person on the, he told me to kind of set back, but he said, once we get it approved to do it, then him and I will
Figure it out.
figure it out when to take it to the board.
All right. 8, consideration, discussion, and possible action regarding forming adult sports leagues. Great.
Okay, I misunderstood this, but with that being said, we will put other stuff on next month's agenda. I think if we wanted to, we could charge for adults sports, softball and stuff, and we could probably use the tribe fields. More than likely, they got 2 fields out there, fences are 400 and some odd feet out there. They are set up for adult softball. If we try this and it works, then maybe we can put more stuff in. But as of right now, I was just thinking adult softball, maybe do like a Parks and Rec basketball, use the elementary gym, or the old gym or something, and just see if we have enough interest with adults in the Stillwater area, or Perkins area, to do adult softball, because I know a bunch of them go to Stillwater and play right now.
Consider that like summer.
Yeah, it'd be summer.
What if we did like pickleball and stuff?
I can do pickleball as well. I've got permission to use the First Baptist Church gym.
See, I know they do, or they did do
They still do.
over there, but I would just get, I think pickleball is more gentle, I think is the word I would use. Or elderly. Joints. Joints for the older population if they wanted to get involved.
Because they have pickleball every Tuesday night, I think is what
Yes, they
Warren
do.
said.
I think that's,
But yeah, he said if we want to, he said he'll open that gym up for us to use, just let him know what we need. And he even told me I could use it for basketball. I'm like, I just didn't like the idea of basketball being in there with the sound system and everything being out in the open like it is.
yeah.
But that's what I was thinking, and we can, I mean, if we want to do something for adults like that, we can do it. If not, I mean, they don't have to really register with us. But if, I mean, I don't know, it's just, if they want to use the tri fields, it's cheaper for them to go through Parks and Rec than try to go out there and rent them. Because I got that relationship built now after chasing the right people down. Know who to talk to. But that's kind of something I was thinking about. Anything else that y'all would add to that?
I think if we're looking at maybe starting it this summer, like maybe starting with something smaller, like pickleball or basketball or both.
Okay.
Just think that's still like right here in town that people come to.
I can go-
Softball will be hot and there won't, for me,
We can do fall softball too.
okay.
I mean, because as far as I know, the tri fields don't get used other than like once a year, maybe twice a year.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever they used to have adult softball, there was like 4 or 6 teams that played when I very first came to Perkins.
There's about that much from Perkins that play in the Stillwater.
Yeah.
More.
Softball's real popular.
And if we-
Softball is.
and if we actually start it here, then we can probably get Kearney to come in, Agra, other towns. And I mean, I'm just looking at ways for us to profit. Because I mean, worst case scenario, I run concession stands, we make money off the concession stands. Worst case scenario.
I think we would look for ways to profit, but I also think like we're getting really, like, we're finally getting things going good on like the youth sports thing. But like Parks and Rec is not just youth sports.
Right.
It's adult sports, it's recreation, it's parks, it's like
Right.
everything. So I think if we can expand from that, we
bring
it Right.
try to.
And I agree, but I don't know what, this is gonna sound weird, I'm so out of contact with adults because I spent so many years playing travel baseball. I mean, I don't,
Yeah, so I think if we can offer something and try it, if it doesn't work, we can try something else.
I like that too, but I mean, what if, I don't know, I think that would fall into this, like, could we get some type of like little flyer or something like a Google Doc or something that people could scan on their city bill?
I
Like
can put it on.
QR code, like, that we could have for interest, like for the adults to say, okay, here's some options that we're thinking about offering. Would you be interested in any of these? If not, what is something you would like to be
I
interested in?
can put something out on
You know
there.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
does that make sense?
I can put something out on
Like
there.
on the Facebook
Yeah.
thing.
Just on a poll.
Facebook poll.
Facebook, and then
Yeah.
the deal with the water bill, the people that don't do Facebook, doesn't sound bad, probably don't need to be the ones.
When I group again.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
It's the,
Yeah, you get it.
I'm not trying to be,
I'd be like, how do I take a picture of this and send it in?
No, I totally get it. I just know, like, I lately, like, with Facebook, I'm on there very little, but then I don't see any Parks and Rec stuff come through on my Facebook anymore.
the last 2 weeks there hadn't been a whole lot
Share
of
it.
anything.
No.
Yeah. I think
So-
a poll would be good though, but we would have to share it and get it out there and post it in the groups and, but I think a poll would be good.
I mean, I can put it on the community web pages too, Perkins community web pages, and
Yeah.
Facebook pages, and I can put it up
As
there.
long as we know it's posted, we can also share it, like, no,
Yeah.
we can go look for it and share it too.
And on the polls, it gives you an option. It's like if you were to say like,
Other?
pickleball or, yeah, you can put in your own
Like other and-
suggestions. And again, it doesn't have to be all sports.
No.
What else do you want to see in the community?
Right, and that's, like I said,
Yeah.
I've been so far out of reality with adult stuff. I mean, Tanner started when he was 2, and I quit playing adult softball when he was in 2nd grade. And I quit playing adult softball when he was in 1st grade, just because of T-ball and everything else.
That's right.
And then once baseball took off, we jumped from baseball to football and football to baseball. So, I mean, whatever, I mean, if y'all have ideas, that's great. We can put whatever out there.
Yeah, I think
Let's poll the
poll
people.
would be good.
Okay.
So when it's gonna be, when do we need to, if we do decide to go with adult league during the summer, when do we need to start that
I
process?
would probably push it until like the 1st of September and run it for a month. Or start in August and run it until like the end of October or something like that. So it's not 700 degrees all day, every day.
Okay.
I don't like the heat.
Me neither. Not do. I don't like to be hot, I don't like to be cold. I'm a fair weather fan.
Yeah, I mean, I can get a poll started tomorrow on it and just see on Facebook. The only thing I got to do is take down the cutout signs tomorrow.
Right, so do we need to make a motion to do that? Right?
You don't have to. I mean, Trent can just do it.
Nine, consideration, discussion of possible action regarding hosting spring baseball / softball tournaments. Trent.
Okay, as it stands right now, Joe wants to have a tournament like every other weekend. He has not rented the fields, has not signed a lease agreement. Do we, as a town, want to host anything?
Every
That-
other weekend?
He's wanting every other weekend. But with that being said, it is a lot of work to put a tournament together,
Joe.
Harvey.
Okay.
But I mean, and I don't mind doing the work, but I'm just gonna need a lot of help. I know if I reach out to people in Perkins, yeah, they'll help, but are they, I mean, between concessions and gates and keeping fields up and prepared and entry fees and getting them out there and collecting entry fees, we'd have to set up it can't even be a cash app or anything. They're gonna have to send a check into us. And then we have to find awards, rings, medals, trophies, whatever. I'm good with either way. Whatever we want to do, I'm good with doing it. Or we can just continue to rent out the fields. And let other people worry about doing all the other stuff.
All we're doing if those tournaments go.
We will have concession stands. When somebody rents the fields out, I'm there anyway, just to make sure and chalk and redo the fields and stuff. Or, I mean, and somewhere for the umpires to change that. That's the other thing. Umpires, they do not want to wait a month to get the check if they do a tournament. They want paid at the end of the tournament Sunday night.
So, like on the tournament thing, I mean, I don't really care either way. I mainly just wanted to make sure, because I knew there was talk of a lot of the tournaments.
Right.
If we were gonna do something that we got dates that we wanted.
Right, and that's why I'm saying, I mean, we just need to decide if we want to do it.
Like, I still feel like we need to make sure that there's a clear line of what's park and rec and what's not park and rec.
Right.
'Cause I have had a lot of concern of that, like, brought to me over the last month. And so, like, I just think we need to make sure that people know they're not parks and rec tournaments.
Right.
And then just making sure that, yeah, I don't know.
And our banner sponsors, and I told him, I said, these banner sponsors are not coming down until December 31st. I said, so every person that comes in these are going to see who has put into Parks and Rec. So I don't care what you sell, I don't care what you do. I said, but you cannot tie anything to my fences. You can put a little plaque in the ground, but that's it. You cannot sell banner sponsors and expect to put them on my fences because that's not what it's about. I said my fences are for Perkins people only.
So the tournament thing that Joe's doing, it's like whatever, the R&R tournaments
Yeah.
or whatever. So it's like you and Joe and Mike, right?
Well, I'm there just because of the parks, and that way they know who to look for if there's any maintenance or anything.
So, like, basically, they're not, like that first tournament Joe did was for Parks and Rec. This is not for Parks and Rec.
Right.
This is like.
For him.
The company
For
is
him and
doing
mine.
this.
Right.
And then we're just, Parks and Rec is there to run kids
To
session.
run concessions and the fields.
So, some concern has been brought up to me too. Like, there's just been a lot of talk
Right.
around. So it's on the flyer that you're helping coach one of those teams. Is there a conflict of interest, or can that come back on us at all? Because that's been a lot of
That's what I was
what
wondering
people
about the
have been
tournament
saying.
thing
Yeah.
too.
Nope.
Okay.
And I told him, I said, I will help you with practices. I said, if there's games in Perkins that I have to be at, I'm at the games in Perkins,
Yeah.
period. This is my job comes first. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Whatever goes on with Perkins Parks and Rec, that's my first priority.
I have a question. Now, this might be a little off topic, but it's according to this. If we're gonna be hosting spring tournaments and we just joined our Guthrie League and we're supposed to be splitting up time in between them and us, I know there are tournaments. Would there be a conflict in tournament scheduling? If that makes
If we want days, since he has not rented the fields from me yet, then we need to come up with times.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I know
Yeah.
we would have to host because
Yeah,
of the agreement.
we just, you're right, there's no agreement made yet. Because he has not signed any, huh?
Do we know when we'll have any scheduling, like what we'll need for?
I think his first tournament he's wanting to host is March 17th.
No, for the
Guthrie.
Guthrie League.
Oh, Guthrie?
Yeah.
Like if we do an end of season,
Oh, that one, from what I understand, because I've been at those meetings, I think the end of season tournament's gonna be like what it was this year during the week.
Okay,
So
So it shouldn't.
it should not interfere.
do a weekend.
okay.
Because in their bylaws, I looked them at today, and it says end of season tournament to be determined, locations and times. Because Guthrie's hosting a lot of softball and baseball tournaments too.
Yeah.
So, and Cashin and Crescent don't have enough fields to host. Oh, they each have like 2 fields.
So what you're saying, if we did host these tournaments, would the umps and would they be able to be paid?
They would have to be paid that night with gate money. At the end of the deal with gate money.
So that would be paid for by I'm
The
confused.
tournament sponsor.
The tournament,
Whoever's
right?
hosting the tournament.
Whoever's hosting the tournament.
All right.
Yeah.
It's not a conflict.
They take care of all
Parks,
of the league.
cash.
They're basically, what they've done is made a tournament company.
Right, that's what,
And so Joe
So we would
is
hire the
hi-
company?
no.
They're just renting the field.
They're renting the fields from me.
I know, but as far as Parks and Rec,
Parks and Recs, if we want to run a tournament, we just have to run our own tournament and do it ourselves.
But it's not gonna be like none of their profits will go to us or anything. It's just.
The concession will go to us, right?
On Joe's tournaments, yes.
Yeah. The concession will go to Park and Recs.
I just feel like it's a lot, like if we're only getting concession, I mean, I know there's profit there, but that's a lot of, we don't always have the help.
Right.
And then it's a lot of, it's kind of like anybody that wants to can help in there, and it's like, how are we keeping track of the money, or how, to just, I don't know.
Human risk.
Because I bounce in there quite a bit and take out money and put it in my office.
do you think we'll have enough manpower to host the
My
tournament?
honest opinion,
To host a tournament,
no.
it's a lot.
Not to
My honest opinion's no.
Yeah, I mean,
Because it's a week and a half of me doing nothing, but making sure every team's registered through us. We have birth certificates, that we have liability waivers. If we use a tri-field, we have to have their liability waivers. I mean, it's a week and a half of me, nothing but that tournament. Talking about getting fields prepared, just paperwork on that. And if you if the tournament rains out, then you have to refund everybody's money. I mean, and then you're stuck with,
People back out and you're trying to fill those spots.
right,
and
and then you're stuck with, if you buy the rings or trophies or whatever, you're stuck with those. I mean,
It's a liability. It's a chance to take.
it's a huge liability.
You're stuck with the money if it does get canceled and you can't get it rescheduled. And
I mean, if we want to try to tackle one or two this summer, we can.
I like that idea. Not every other weekend, but, because that's a lot of dedication, especially when you got kiddos. But I like the idea of bringing tournaments in, publicity for the Park and Recs and the Perkins.
I think he pays us $1,600 a weekend for the fields.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying, but like, I don't think that I don't know if it's good for it to be Parks and Rec, like if it's not us running it, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just think it needs to make sure it's separate.
Yeah, I get that.
Because if something doesn't go right, or doesn't go,
Right.
none of us have a hand in it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Make sure it's separate. Yeah, I agree.
I think if he runs it, we don't put our name on it at all.
don't.
Like,
Nothing at all.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah.
I agree with you.
I am, if he's running it through Perkins, I am there. And he put on his webpage, look, if you have any field problems, maintenance problems with the bathrooms or something like that, look for me. And that's I have to be there.
yeah.
Concessions, bathrooms, toilet paper, all the fun stuff.
Yeah, sign-ups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we can make a sign. This is, I don't think there's been issues yet. Other than one.
Yeah.
But we handled that one the best we could, I think. But everybody knows it had nothing to do with Perkins.
Yeah.
And Joe said that, I told Joe, I said, I don't want that umpire back in my fields. I said, if you bring him back, you're not doing it.
So if Joe does reserve the weekends and everything, will we have enough time throughout the week for all of our teams to practice?
Yes. Because his tournaments are Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's it.
Okay.
Our practice times are whenever we need them.
We do use Sunday some, don't we? Or do some teams use
We
Sunday?
used to.
Used to.
My
Courtney.
team always uses Sundays.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
use
Courtney's
Sundays
on
as
anyway.
well.
And I also told him it also depends on how many teams that I have and what
Sunday morning.
the ability is on the fields as well. Because if I have what has been told to me is coming, it's gonna be crazy. I mean, they're gonna have big teams practicing on Wednesday nights. They're gonna have to, if what everybody tells me is coming back. There's nothing I can do. Practice times, I will get with the coaches on that. When I have a coaches meeting, like I did for basketball and everything else, we will set up practice times then. I don't care if they're on the board. I don't care if they donate $2 million to Parks and Rec. $2 million. But I mean, it's going to be, if you're coaching and you're at that meeting, we'll go with, I'll say I have 6 8U teams. 8U is all at Peters Park. We'll get with those 16 coaches and we'll iron out the details. 10U, I got 2 fields they can use for 10U and 12U baseball. We'll iron out details. Softball, I got 1 field. That's kind of where I'm at. But if I work things right, and I'm hoping the tribe will allow us to use their fields as well for softball practices and stuff. That's what I'm hoping for. With that being said, the teams will probably have to sign a waiver through the tribe stating they are not, the tribe's not responsible for any, the tribe's just covering themselves. And I understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, the parents sign the waivers when they sign their kids up for Parks and Rec, so I don't have to sign any more extra waivers out, but if I have to go out to the tribe fields, that team will have to sign waivers for the tribe.
Okay, so we wanna put a
I
pin.
think we don't want to do our own tournaments. I
I
think
don't
that's
think
where
so.
we're.
I think that's, I mean,
Like I said, I will do it, but
I think it's acceptable.
I'm gonna lean a lot on you all
Taking the
in the
money
community.
and having to post. But I think that we do make it clear that he needs to be posting that, and even at the fields, that this tournament is hosted by
R&R.
R&R.
Yeah, I like that.
Like, you know, posted on the building there, at the entry, wherever, but it's just clearly posted.
Well, I can just put something up there, just like one of these yard signs, Perkins, City of Perkins is not responsible for any damages.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we should be okay.
Yeah. And just, like I said, I think, that he.
This is not a Parks and Rec function, or this is not a Parks, just
Yeah.
separate Parks and Rec from them. And I do get the concern,
Yeah.
I really do, but it's just a lot of money. $1,600 every other weekend that if we don't do them here, that we lose.
Right.
Plus the concessions.
Well, and it's good money for the town too. That's
Right.
It's publicity for our town, and it's tax dollars coming in, and it's, which hopefully if this other.
Right.
Because we're bringing money into Parks and Rec too, so.
That's my game plan. And eventually, maybe we can start doing our own, not have to let anybody else.
And people hear our name and they'll be like, okay, we'll come in, instead of saying, I don't know. You know?
And that's
Change it a little bit.
like the one that he did for Halloween. He ran it for a month straight, just trying to break even on it. That's what he broke even after paying for everything.
Right.
He didn't make a dime,
That's right.
and he had to add tournaments to it. So that's just, he's willing to take that risk and give us our money no matter what.
Yeah.
He uses our field, it's our money. And we're not out, the reins, we're not out, the insurance, we're not out anything on it.
No, I think,
I know I don't have time to host tournaments all the time.
It's dancing, I can help some with the concession.
And I understand, that's where I'm at.
Yeah.
And it would take a lot of people, because I would not be able to mow for a week and a half.
yeah.
And I'd have to get fields ready that Thursday night or Friday morning early,
So what all manpower are we needing to do? Or is
just concessions.
just concession?
That's it. He takes care of the umpires, he takes care of gate workers. He does, if Parks and Recs run the concessions, then he's,
So my other question on concessions would be, so I know last year it was each of the umps or I don't know if it's coach, I was getting confused on who was allowed in the concession, but you would have some come in and get multiple bottles of Gatorade and water, and I thought it was like 2 per person that was free or
it's
whatever.
supposed to be 2 a game.
Okay.
Now, if it's 110 degrees out there, and the umpires are out, I'm not gonna, and it's water only, it's not supposed to be.
Okay.
I'm getting the coaches, right?
No, just the
Last year,
umpires.
there was a coach that walked in with one of the umps and they grabbed a handful, but it was, what do you?
Put it back.
It was just confusing because it was,
But I talked, when I saw the umpires do it, I talked to them
yeah,
and said, hey, guys, that's coming out of your money.
yeah,
So, because I don't mind giving them water.
yeah.
And I told Joe, I said, if you do it, I said, we can bring an ice chest up here and set it somewhere, and your umpires can get out of that, just to keep them out of my concessions. We gotta do something.
Okay.
So,
All right, 10, consideration, discussion of possible action regarding ticket sales pricing for the Daddy-Daughter Valentine's Dance to be held on Sunday, February 4th, 2024.
okay. If we want to keep the ticket prices the same as they were last year, it was $25 a couple for father-daughter, pre-order. $10 for extra. Say, Dustin, you got 2 girls? If you bring your 2 girls, it's $10, so you're up to $35 pre-order. If you don't do pre-order, they're $30 at the door, plus $10 for every additional. I just want to know if we wanted to keep that price the same. Do we want to up it?
Still order just posted 15.
Or just posted 15?
I was gonna say,
15 per person.
I don't know, we didn't have trouble selling them last year.
I'm
25 is weird.
if everybody's fine with 25, we'll keep it there, and then 30 at the
Should
door.
up it though.
no, I don't think up
I
it.
don't think up it, but I think it was okay.
I think we should keep it the same. I feel like that's,
Okay.
And then the way that we did it last year, like we had so many tickets per
session.
First session, but we left wiggle room in there for people that just showed up at the door.
Okay, how many tickets a session does anybody remember?
Well, capacity was 126 or something like that,
So we
right?
held,
I think capacity is 126. We knew we would have 4 to 5 workers for every thing. And so we did, I believe we sold 100 or 110 and then kept 10 to 15 back
I
for
think we just did
at the door.
100. We sold
And kind of
100.
thought, okay, if there's 100 extra, what are we gonna do?
Right. So if we want to do pre-sale at 100 per session,
yeah.
and that, I mean,
That gives us plenty of wiggle room for workers and anyone who shows up at the door.
because after doing T-ball and basketball, there is a lot of little girls in pre-K and kindergarten. There's a lot of little girls in that group. So that's, I'll put that down, and I'll start pushing that tomorrow as well.
And we're doing 3 sessions, is that right?
Yes.
I have the list of who volunteered last year.
Would you like me to make a flyer for you and send it to you?
Yes. Yeah, because I still haven't figured out Canva.
I love Canva.
I'm not a computer person. That's what today was. Being off 2 weeks today was the part of the job I really disliked, sitting behind a desk and doing stuff.
Yeah.
All right. 11, consideration, discussion, and possible action to appoint a chair/coordinator for the Daddy-Daughter Valentine's Dance to be held on Sunday, February 4th, 2024. Great.
Daddy Daughter Dance?
What it said?
That's what it says.
Okay, I skipped one, I'm sorry. Is there anybody that wants to volunteer to take lead on that?
I'm not gonna be here on Friday or Saturday of that week, but I would be willing to find the volunteers again. I did that last year. I still have the list.
I don't mind helping.
I
Do
can
whatever.
definitely do that day.
Yeah.
We're not wrestling this season, and we're basketball, strictly basketball.
We're good at decorating too.
But so I won't mind helping, I'll be free.
Okay. What I was also thinking about doing is going up there Sunday morning and decorating.
Yeah.
And getting it all decorated and set up Sunday morning. Going to Sam's and buying the cookies and stuff and punches and stuff and having that all ready to go and not running out. That's a big key.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm
Step
gonna,
1.
yeah, I'm going to motion to put Kay on as lead on that. Since she is good at.
Love you. Making a motion for her to be the coordinator.
Yes.
Are you good with that?
Sure.
But you already have someone to do the volunteers.
Yeah,
and
I
you do
have
the food. You already got it.
I have the list of who volunteered last year, and there were I turned away volunteers. There was plenty
Yeah.
of people.
Okay, do we have a second?
I
I
second
would
that.
like to go be nosy in there.
Yes.
It was beautiful.
It's the only way for mom.
I was
Megan?
thinking the same thing.
Did you guys need more discussion? Dustin?
Yes.
Ashley? Yes. Jody? Yes. Courtney? Yes. Kayon?
Yes.
Renee?
Whatever decorations and stuff, let me know.
We used Christmas lights.
But it was beautiful.
It looked so good.
I have pictures.
Good,
I do.
because I will have to find the Christmas lights that are still good. They're
Okay.
all in my office right now.
We really didn't do a ton though.
If you need little lights, I have a bunch of little lights. Like the,
What about a DJ?
Gotcha.
like the,
I'll get one.
like the 100 strand, like,
Think about that.
you know what I'm talking about.
Because that's why we didn't.
In fact, lights should be on clearance right now.
I will find a DJ.
Strands of lights.
All right.
There we go.
All right. 12, consideration, discussion, and possible action regarding naming a Perkins Parks and Rec representative for Central Oklahoma Youth Ball League. Trent.
If you all want somebody other than Joe, On the baseball board, we need to decide, because Dustin is our softball. If you want somebody other than Dustin to do it, we need to find somebody. But both of them said that, told me they would both do it. It's up to you all. I don't care. I'm at every meeting anyway. It's just,
My personal opinion on it is it needs to be a board member. If we have Dustin doing
softball.
softball, we need a board member doing baseball. That's just my opinion. I feel like it's better to keep that in-house so that we know what we're doing.
Okay.
I'll do it if you want.
I agree. I think then we've got somebody reporting back. We've got somebody who knows like what we're talking about in the meetings to take to those meetings. And then if there's concerns from the public, then it's somebody who the public has been okay with being on the board.
That's fine. I don't, like I said, I don't,
I think that's good.
That's wise.
I'll do it if you want me to.
okay.
So I motion to have Dustin as the softball rep and Courtney as the baseball rep for Central Oklahoma Youth Baseball, or Ball League, sorry.
I second that.
Is that you, Jody? Thank you. Megan?
Yes.
Dustin?
Yes.
Ashley?
Yes.
Jody?
Yes.
Courtney? Yes. Kayon?
Yes.
Renee?
Yes.
We didn't even ask if you wanted to do that, Dustin. I apologize.
Too late now.
Too late. Writing.
She's saying, she's going through and I was like, oh, we didn't even ask.
You said yes, so.
Alright. 13, consideration discussion of possible action regarding scheduling field workdays. Trent.
Okay, what I got is right now the Lions Club, Lions Den, I'm not for sure. They are looking at trying to raise money to get 2 fields refenced. I sent them a quote from Chris Sapp, which is the youth pastor here at the Baptist Church. He doesn't do it anymore, but he can still get the contractor's prices for us. So I sent the quote to Cheryl Perkins to take to their board. If they get that, then we are taking the fence down and putting new fence up. So as soon as I hear whether she gets that done, we're gonna be busy on the weekend. I figured I would start at Peters Park first, because those fences are the worst. Backstops all of it, but that's where I would start at. As soon as I hear back from her, and I got some,
Like a grant that they're doing?
it's,
Or they just have money and funds?
it's a fundraise, it's a money and funds, I guess, is the way she worded it to me. I do have some money raised for it already, I think roughly about $2,000 out of the 16, almost $17,000. So if she can pick up, if they can do the other 16,000, then between the two, we can get the fences completely done.
That's great.
Yeah. Awesome. I think just when we know.
A lot of dirt work. A lot of dirt work.
A lot of dirt work. Fortunately, I know enough people around here that have a mini X that I can use.
Did it include the dugout?
So, but the fences at Peters Park are completely pulled out of the ground. I mean, they are not buried in the ground anymore. The day of caring, I think is when On Cue and everybody went out and pulled all the bottom of the fences out of the ground and dug them up and pulled them all out. So that part's done, but once this all goes through and we start on this, I'll get the mini X out there and I'll level the fence down by the fencing out.
Now, would the new fence include the dugout area?
Hoping. I'm hoping. I have enough guys that said that they would bring welders out there and do whatever I needed to do as soon as we're ready to let them know. And I'm hoping to be able to raise backstops too.
Okay.
I may not raise them, what I may end up doing on those is taking them out over like what's down here at these fields and stuff, and just see. That's what my goal is now.
Yeah, if we could schedule that the same day, or when we have equipment out there, like man lifts, and then get the welding done, and then we can finish it while we have man lifts.
Because Tommy Roper said he had a man lift that he would let me use to do all that stuff too, so. And Buck Lightfoot has a mini X I can use and a skidster. The people are there. Now, if we can just, if we can get the $17,000 raised to build the fences, it's a done deal.
Alright. Consideration and discussion regarding resolution 26-2023 relating to the special election called by the mayor of the mayor and city commissioners for February 13th, 2024.
Okay, Amy just gave me this. She may have more. Can you talk? Can you?
I mean, I don't have much to say. I just got this before our meeting tonight too and gave it to Trent, and Bob sent you all an email
Okay.
just before the meeting, so if you haven't seen that yet.
I didn't
haven't
read
looked
it
at
because I
it.
was driving.
I saw it, I did not open the attachment.
He just basically said, I've got it here. I printed off a copy because I knew I couldn't trust myself to remember. But just talked about advertising. There's no new information from when we talked about this last month, but we just want to get the word out to get people out and vote. And Bob is happy to meet with any of you. If you have ideas, he's just hoping to get everyone's engagement. We all are hoping, I think, for
Right.
that, because it's a, we're all
Is this just like
pretty excited about it.
Rachel also told me that she would work with me on getting the format and design and everything for the signs this month before then, so we can, because my idea was to put play on it. And she's like, but,
Just 'cause it's on your phone.
And maybe
People don't know what that means.
right.
I'm gonna say they
I was gonna say, I didn't respond back to this because it was like the holidays and stuff. But, I think it's important for us to not just, gear only toward youth, like, because, like, our part, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of who we're gonna be focusing towards are older people that don't really, that doesn't matter, like, you know, I don't know if that makes sense.
No, don't just emphasize it's just about, I
It's
mean,
not just
yes,
kids,
the
it's-
bulk of it is about the youth because obviously,
Right.
but no, I get what you're saying, like, we need to have some type of, whether we have two different types of forms, one going for one side of the form saying youth, one of it saying like beautification of the parks or something, you know what I mean? Like, if we had like a bifold pamphlet or whatever for them to hand out. I don't know if that makes sense.
And a lot of what's in this presentation that Rachel did, it looks really good, is the stats that Trent kind of talked about last month.
Yeah, where we're
as
at
far as our
compared to.
Yeah, where we're at compared to other cities on tax revenue and how much our city gets.
Because as it stands right now, we are just above Drumright, Pawnee, and Yale in our little area. We're below Stillwater, Guthrie, Cushing, Chandler, Perry, and Manford. Oh, no, I'm lying. If we do, I can't remember. I just got this. As of June, we are below Chandler, Guthrie, Stillwater, Cushing, Perry, Manford, Drumright, and just above Pawnee and Yale. If this goes through, and they're saying Chandler's the closest to our size, but we're still behind Perry, Manford, Chandler, Cushing, Guthrie, and Stillwater. Which will put us at about, I don't know, $15, $16 above Drumright, which is a lot smaller than us.
And there is a slide on how the funds will be used for parks and also a slide for the library, but on parks, Lene, in regards to what you were saying, it shows ball field lights at both parks, Dixon and Peters, upgrades for parking lots at Dixon and Peters parks, mulch and shade structures for playground areas, fence repairs at Dixon Park, security cameras at the parks, concession stands, bathroom upgrades. So those are things that affect adults too, and just recreation of our community, not just the youth.
I don't know if anybody knows, I cut 7 trees down at Peters Park this winter, because I was tired of picking tree limbs up every time the wind blew.
I don't have any shade now.
None. That was all for this, no. But I mean, it's just, It got to the point now, if a kid was out there, I had one the bark was just falling off of. If a kid was out there playing and a tree hit them, we're liable for that.
It looks good.
So I think what Bob's kind of thinking, what for everyone to, if we can, to meet with him and,
Yeah. If you have any questions or anything, just call him. He'll meet
Questions,
up with you.
ideas?
As to.
I mean, if you want, or how to advertise, how to talk to people, maybe some groups, because city staff is going to be making flyers, like Trent said, and speaking in different groups to get attention, so that people, just to get people out to vote and educated about it.
It'd be nice if we could like dual advertise for daddy daughter and this, like somehow where people are seeing it, or something at the daddy daughter.
Well, I know that this has been mentioned on the water bill, I believe, or it's fixing to be.
Yes.
It's either been mentioned already or fixing to be, but it's gonna be up until,
It will be.
okay. So that way it's, even the people that don't get out will see it. Which I'm gonna talk to Bob to see if we can have a meeting somewhere at Vassar Center.
So you're
She'll mention that.
we talked about doing like
Yeah, that's what, yeah, like a,
community somewhere, right? Like last time, didn't we?
And even as a board, if you guys could be at different events,
cause I'm gonna bring it up to
Within the
Bob and
community.
try to do it like a town hall meeting,
Yeah.
just to get it out there.
That, I don't know, when do the senior citizens meet? Is it Mondays?
it, Mondays and Thursdays, maybe? I can't remember. Fridays at lunch? I don't know.
is what?
The senior citizens, like when do they meet?
I don't know.
'Cause I mean, that would be a really good place to go.
Go over there and
If it's Mondays and Thursdays
I
in
think
the
they have
evenings.
music on those nights, and then, I don't know.
I can find that out tomorrow and,
That would be a good place to like just start like getting stuff in there too. Because like Lene said, they're
Just
gonna be a lot of our votes.
right.
geared
in
towards
town.
our voters.
And the nice thing is the people that I have talked to in Perkins, the people that I are pushing it to go through. I mean, businesses are wanting it because that's gonna increase their,
Well, that would be like, is that something that I don't know, again, I don't know all the ins and outs, but is that something we could do, is put flyers in businesses? That, I mean, is that legal to do?
yep. And B4 already told me I could do it. I'm not gonna put one at Danks or the liquor store. I really have. Casey's will probably let me do it. I know OnQ will.
So that's where you bring both your parents.
Will, Wondering Brew will.
Sort of, I'm sure they probably are, but like, I haven't seen like anything about it out there.
Well,
So, will like the city put out something like on Facebook that we can like share to?
Yes.
yeah.
I think it'd be good, like, if when we're sharing that, but also putting our own personal, like,
For each of you that share it, say, hey,
yes.
Our own little heartfelt, like what we're.
right.
Yeah.
So y'all doing too much.
Just,
I just like the root
it's
poke.
always good to pull on people's heartstrings if we can.
Yeah, exactly. Like, no, absolutely. I think it's important, like, you know,
Especially those
Us,
of you
like,
that
what
live
it-
in town
yeah.
and have people that live, I don't live in town,
But you know everyone that lives.
but I know everyone that lives in town. But I mean, it's just one of those,
Yeah.
especially the ones that live in town to really,
Could we, I don't know, but like when people come to sign up for like sports and things like that, can we give them flyers? That directly affects those people.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
They normally go to your office or they go to
City Hall.
City Hall?
I'm just thinking that's impacting that kid.
And then we're also talking, he said possibly sending them home when, like, with students. Possibly in those emails, he's possibly sending them home.
In their bags, in their folders.
They're working on that too. I believe
Yeah.
Bob's Bob
Yeah.
and Rachel.
So that's good.
So, I mean, the getting it out there, at first I thought it was up to the library and Parks and Rec, but Bob and Rex are like, nope, this is something we want done, this is something we are pushing extremely hard.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important it's an effort by everyone, obviously, to get people out to vote for it because it's a big
thing.
to try to get people out to vote.
So Lions Club meets on Monday nights.
Yes.
it is. But maybe like since you're talking to Cheryl about that other, if you could talk to, like maybe she could, if someone can't go to that meeting, maybe that. Or like some of those meetings like that, a chamber meeting, a lot of the city people go, like Bob goes to chamber a lot, right? So,
And Eric does, and they meet in City Hall now.
okay. And then, I was trying to think like what other meetings would be good.
Like I said, I'm gonna talk to Bob about doing a town hall meeting at the Vassar Center. Just to really see if we can,
Questions.
and they can have an open forum and Bob can be there, cause he'll have all the answers as far as where we're at and all that, and he can answer those questions. Him or Rachel, both of them, because they're both,
Yeah. Could we donate like cookies and coffee and hot chocolate to bring people there?
Would we Parks and Rec, or could we City?
Anyone? Listen,
I mean, I don't think anybody can ever.
Donate.
just saying, like, whatever brings the people.
So like, when we look at during that, like maybe like the last week of, or like the first week of January, or like the last week of January.
I will get with Bob and I will email you all and let you all know when the town hall meeting is, if he'll allow me to do it.
Okay.
Because other than sending out to the backpacks and putting stuff out, if people are not able to ask questions, say, okay, where is this gonna put us? Why is this tax increase? How is that going to affect us? I mean, are we paying the same as Coyle or Langston or, where are we compared to other towns of our size?
I got this.
Right, and I haven't got a
Not
chance.
very long before the meeting, Trent and I both, but there's also a really,
There's a little thing that breaks down, like the cents increase of like what it's going to cost you
yes,
extra
it
for
compares
a
it to like a Sonic group
drink,
food
yes.
drink and how much extra that will cost
Right.
if this goes into
cup
a
of coffee at the Wandering Brew or
Yes.
something like that. So that's nice, like it's a good visual for people.
yeah.
Is there a percentage, like, what percentage has to be yes for it to go through?
Majority, as far as I know,
Just
it's
a
just a majority as far as I know.
I don't know the answer to that.
That I don't either, but I think Bob said just majority, but
Okay,
don't hold me to fire on that one.
I'm just curious.
Because when this was first brought to us 2 months ago,
It has to be.
he told us all that, and I couldn't remember.
Just,
Hot chocolate or 1,000.
and that's what
Yeah, here it is. New Sonic Route 44 would be, it said 309 would be 336. So you're looking, at not even 30 cents.
That's too much.
McDonald's Happy Meal would take it from $3.89 to $4.23. So the king size Snickers,
I was say prices.
you're gonna see a 2% increase on your king size Snicker bar at On Q, 2 cents.
You could save that money and just not eat one at all.
Exactly.
Listen,
I mean, it's broke down right there. It's basically adding 2 cents, an increase of 2 cents to your gas stations and your fast food stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
It just makes it very relatable.
it does.
Most people are not going.
is I don't know how we would share that, but is that something like the slides, like if we were on our computer and I
You were
could
reading
save
that wrong, Trent.
Am I reading it wrong?
Yes. So they're saying like a Happy Meal is $3.89 plus 34 cents for tax, which would be $4.23, and then new is going to be $3.89 plus 36 cents for
Oh, it'd be
Right.
$4.25.
So it's only an increase of 2 cents.
Yes, it's just a 2 cents. I mean, I've seen,
I just want to. I was
Yeah.
like, wait a second, I don't think.
but no, that's fine. I've seen people throw pennies on the ground.
I was questioning. Wait a second, that didn't seem fine.
like if we were on the computer, we could download it, like share those slides. Is that,
Far as I know, yes, I don't know. I haven't seen, you know,
Okay, that's what I was getting at. We can screenshot it on our phone or.
Absolutely, share away.
and that's kind of what I was doing. I'm just trying to skim through because Bob sent this right before the meeting and Amy printed it out for me. I was like, she said, have you seen this? It's like,
Actually,
nope.
Rachel
Oh, right.
printed it out for you and I.
But, and I mean, we're looking at 2 cents.
Yeah. So,
It'll make a huge difference for us though.
That's what's crazy.
again, 2 cents to one person is not much, but, you know, when it
Sometimes
adds up
people
to.
just hear a new tax.
Yes, and they freak out. It's.
Yes, so this puts it into perspective.
I mean, and like I said, I don't know how many times that I've told OnQ not to worry about the change. Or, I mean,
Yeah.
if I'm not getting 75 cents back, I'm not worried about it, honestly.
Yeah. I don't want to carry all that much.
No, because it ends up in the console of my car. I mean, or my grandson takes it and loses it. But as far as that goes, Rachel's gonna get with me on making flyers and getting them spread out, so I don't have to mess with it, because I told her I was not good at it.
Well, just, if you get a bunch of them, like, for the schools or whatever, you know, at the elementary, we can stuff them in teachers' boxes or whatever.
Okay. I think they're actually gonna go as far as putting them in the folders that go home, the Wednesday folders, or whatever day the folders go home now.
And usually that stuff will also, because you know kids lose papers or they may not, it'll get stuck in their bags. We'll even send out like remind messages to the families and so they see it on their phones too.
Stuff
Okay.
that I do.
Mhm.
All right, anything else for this resolution? All right, 15, new business. Under the Open Meeting Act, this agenda item is authorized only for matters not known about or which could not have been reasonably foreseen.
Megan, did you read public appearances at the beginning? After our discussion?
Where?
Before new business?
Oh.
It's not on ours.
It's not one of ours.
It's not on ours.
Oh, my goodness. Well, that's why you didn't read it.
I was saying, I don't
It's
have
on
it.
my notes.
What are you talking about?
The
Crazy.
one at the beginning.
New business. Go ahead. Sorry, that's all bad.
15, new business. Under the Open Meeting Act, this agenda item is authorized only for matters not known about or which could not have been reasonably foreseen prior to the time of posting the agenda or any revised agenda. 16, motion to adjourn.
Also, let's make the motion.
Like, Andre.
Yeah, they motioned and seconded.
I didn't hear.
Megan made it.
You didn't even say adjourn.
Hey, on second.
John second.
Sorry.
Just went straight to it.
Megan?
Yes.
Courtney? Yes. Dustin?
Yes.
Kaon? Yes. Ashley?
Yes.
Renee? Jody? Yes.
As much as I'm, decent amount of time.
That's good.
So we all gotta get back to real life tomorrow. Taking kids to school and stuff.
I was trying to send them back today.
We had